All right. Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, July 19th, which marks the end of my 30-day beef, butter, bacon, and egg challenge. It has been 30 days. I've eaten nothing but beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. This is the second round I've done. The first round was quite successful. I went from about baseline 185 to solid 175 and stayed there. I've been 175 for the last few months, and I decided to convince a friend of mine to try beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, which we'll get into in a second. And I did it with her. So this is day 30, and this is my observations of what has happened. Now I feel amazing. Now that I'm back from work, a long road trip, getting settled in. My sleep is good. I've got a couple things that I'm working on. I'm trying to do 10,000 steps a day. I'm back at the gym now because I've got a training partner. So I got to give a shout out to Snoop for that because we're hitting it pretty hard, which is great. I am doing all my workouts fasted. I've taken a cold shower pretty much every single day this year, and now I cannot take a shower without it turning it cold. It's quite amazing. I can't wait to take it to the next level. Maybe get a cold plunge, or in the wintertime, get outside with nothing on, so to speak. And yes, so what I've noticed this time with beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, my weight was 175. And after 30 days of eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, my weight is 175. I haven't really cared about the scale because it has gone up to 180. I was at 181 at one point, and then I was down to 171 at one point. But now, it just always seems to go back to this 175 number. So whether that's my metabolic set point, comfortable point, I appear to be losing body fat. I'm getting a little bit more vascular. I noticed some veins in my arms and my legs. And I've never been a vascular guy, which is pretty interesting because I've always been sort of stocky, heavier set. And this is probably the best shape I've been in my life. And, I just keep getting better. And this has been a total success again. What I found was I ate when I was hungry. And I ate until I didn't want to eat anymore, and that was basically it. And it didn't matter how much. Usually, it was probably, I would guess, around 2 pounds of meat, accordingly. And I was trying to get anywhere from 2 to 5 eggs a day, and that was it. Bone broth, a liver, and I'm feeling amazing. My sleeps are great, and it's been I've been checking in the mirror, the best tool is your body, your physical composition is going to change, and it's not the weight I'm worried about. I want to maintain muscle, keep my bone density up, my lean tissue. I want to hold that all, and lose body fat percentage, and I believe I've done that. And it's been a slow progression, and it's just keeps getting better. So I'm gonna probably give it a break. I might eat some different things for a change for the next month or two, and then in the fall I'll probably do another 30 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Maybe round 3, and we'll see what happens. Now this time I did put on a continuous glucose monitor, which means it's a little thing that you put attached to your arm, and you can test your blood sugar. So I wanted to get a sense of how my blood sugar was working, and it was perfect. My blood sugar usually when I woke up was anywhere between normal range 5.7 ish to 5.4, 5.7. The dawn phenomenon, which is something we can get into later, is a natural occurring blood sugar spike in the morning due to cortisol, and it can go up to like 6.1, which is not dangerous, and then it comes down over time. Fasted, I was down to usually 4.8, which is arguably very normal. So my blood sugar didn't move that much. I did try one last time. I tried with honey. This time I tried with dates. I took one at one point. It was about in the middle of the challenge, around day 17 or something. I ate a couple dates. I think I ate 2 or 4 or something, and my blood sugar did not rise very much. It went up to about 6.8, which isn't that high of a spike, and then it was quickly down within an hour. It was back down to normal, which signal, is from what I gather, my insulin is working well. I'm insulin sensitive, which is what we want, and metabolically, I feel great. I'm not burning in the sun. I've been out in the sun every chance I get. No sunscreen. I believe that's because I eat a diet rich in cholesterol and saturated fat, and I think that my adipose tissue, my fat mass, is switching over from the built on polyunsaturated vegetable oils and metabolic dysfunctional adipose tissue is turning into functioning fat cells a natural way. And I think that's the reason why I'm not burning in the sun, which is it's quite phenomenal. Because I mean, I've always, I'm European, Italian, French, so I tend to tan easily, but I do burn, and I haven't burned for the last 2 years, not with no sunscreen, and that's just one of those observations that I'm making. It's quite fascinating. And not even a hint of burning like this time. I mean, I haven't don't get me wrong. I haven't been out in the sun for I didn't just go out for 8 hours. I've been sort of trying to acclimatize myself, but my shirt's off as much as I can to get those sunshine, get the vitamin D. Some little side note here. Vitamin D, apparently, to be absorbed by the sun, your shadow can't be taller than you. So if your shadow is taller than you, that is the time where the vitamin D is not active. The UVBs or the rays aren't strong enough to get your skin converting to vitamin D. So that's just a little thing. So get out in the midday sun as best you can, and then in the winter I'll resume probably supplementing vitamin D a little bit because we know how important that is now. So this has been a great success. Blood sugar, great. I'm trying to work on a blood test. I'm trying to get a fasting insulin, but unfortunately doctors aren't very prone to do that test, which is kind of weird because the sign of metabolic dysfunction, hyperinsulinemia, and and the such insulin resistance would be measuring your insulin, your fasting insulin, and which is called a HOMA-IR test, and it measures your insulin instead of just your glucose, which can be very subjective. So yes, I'm going to continue to eat predominantly meat and fat. I might throw in some carbs from time to time, and I'm going to try and stick to my guns here and keep doing what I'm doing because I'm feeling great, sleeping great, moving great, no pain. 46 years old, getting to 47, and things are feeling amazing. And I it can be done. I was at a point in my life where I couldn't even get out of bed without some kind of discomfort, some kind of pain. Couldn't lift my arms above my shoulders without struggling. I couldn't run up the stairs, and all that's changed over a matter of 3 years with a progression of adapting more of a low carb, sometimes zero carb. But it's I can definitely tell that my body is not inflamed. I'm feeling no pain in my joints. There's no aches. I recover quick. I work a pretty physical job. I haven't been spending that much time at the gym, and now I'm going to get back into the gym a little bit more because I have a training partner, which is great. And yeah, as far as my friend goes, I'm trying to get an update. She's been pretty busy, so I haven't been able to get a hold of her as of the 30 days. I know she went through some curveballs at the beginning, which is your stereotypical, if you adopt a lower carb sort of way of eating, there is such thing as the keto flu, which is basically an electrolyte imbalance, which takes a while, an adjustment period. Some people feel a little crappy for a little bit, but that goes away. Then the hunger signals come down. You just start fasting naturally, eating when you're hungry and eating to satiety. So you eat until you're full, and it's that easy. And her last text message to me was like, happy day 30, I said to her, and I said, how you feeling? And her message back to me was, I'm so tiny, which is great. So she's trying to, slim down for her wedding. And, who would have thought the best way to do that would be to eat a diet of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs in excess until satisfied. And when you need more, you eat more. No calorie counting. No worrying about anything except for getting the nutrients. And, it is nutrient dense. There's a lot of things. There might be a few little holes, which we can discuss in the future. That's not the point. I did it for 30 days. I feel great. If anybody wants to try this, do some research. Understand there are some mechanisms involved that will help you. It's kind of like fasting. You don't want to just jump into it full throttle. It's going to be hard. You might white knuckle it a little bit. But getting your nutrition and your nutrients based around the meat and fat is a good idea. Remember, fat-soluble vitamins, essential amino acids, essential fatty acids. This is all in the fat and protein world. And you know, when you're what we do on this channel, you know, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I have experience with a transformation that's taking place that's just keeps getting better, and I'm feeling better and better every day, younger and younger every day, which is quite amazing. And all I'm saying is, if you're into trying this, if you want to get a hold of me, by all means, I can answer some questions, maybe like prime you for some things that might go through your mind, or might I mean, obviously, the more carb dependent you are, the more sugar addicted you are, the more metabolically damaged you are. There could be some things you gotta work through, and I wouldn't suggest just flying in full throttle. But yeah, man, fasting is part of it, and I don't fast with any protocol that is set in stone. I might try some in the future to try and get some jumpstart some muscle building aspects, maybe going into some leaner protein. But I do believe you get your nutrition from fat and saturated fat from animals. I've been feeling amazing, and you know, there's no doctor and there's no study that can tell me that I'm feeling like crap or on my way to some dangerous thing, when I look at my life before and how bad I felt, and I had no idea. Which I'm hearing this a lot online. I'm reading some comments of other channels, and people can't explain how good they feel when they're not feeling this good. So you don't understand your potential until you start getting close to it, because it's an amazing feeling. And somebody who I was chatting with said it was like they were kids again, like running out in the field and so excited to be alive and going out. You know, all you had to do was wake up and run outside and play with your friends, and that's kind of the feeling that's very comparable. And you know, I wish this on everybody, and it's possible. It only takes one person to make something possible, and a lot of people are doing this, guys. A lot of people are switching their whole mindset on nutrition and how to do it, and there's lots of ways to do it. I've got some vegetarian friends that are thriving right now because they've adapted a no sugar minimal sugar, no added sugar. They're eating eggs, which is great. And you know, they're looking good. They're starting to fast naturally, which, you know, I could, you know, it's arguable, but I would think it's a good thing, you know, to not be eating all the time. So there's ways to do things. I want to thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Please, if you like this, hit the thumbs up button. You know, I want to get my message to people that we're questioning everything they've ever said, because I've done everything that they've said, and now I'm doing everything they tell me not to. And why am I thriving? It's pretty interesting. So there's lots of ways to do it, but maybe I can help you find your way. And that's what it's all about, your way. Don't let anybody tell you it can't be done, and don't let anybody tell you that there is only one way to do something. That's not true. There's lots of ways, and there's just some foundations. I like sleep, exercise, and nutrition. And where that nutrition comes from is debatable. And exercise, how much, is up to you. But you got to move, and you got to sleep well, and there's ways to do that. And I used to be an insomniac. I used to not be able to shut it down and go to bed, go to sleep. Now I can sleep, no problem, and I get good sleep, and I'm working on it still, because I think that's something that's very underestimated. So everybody have a great July, a great summer, and we'll talk soon. I'm going to send some videos. I'm going to do some videos about blood sugar, and once again, how to protect yourself in the days to come, because we don't know what's coming, and you are your best asset. Just got to put yourself in the zone. Stay strong.